You think when the next big storm hits, help is coming fast? But by 2027, that assumption starts breaking. More typhoons hitting Guam, which I just experienced, more fires in the West Coast, more hurricanes slamming the east and southern coasts, more disasters all around and at the same time. And here's the hard truth. FEMA won't fail completely, but it won't be able to keep up. Let's dive into this and explore it. And meanwhile, please subscribe to help me grow this channel. Let's start with the Pacific. Guam, Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, which make up a larger portion of the Northern Mariana Islands. Out here, everything depends on one runway, one port, one supply chain. You take a direct hit from a typhoon, runways flood, ports get damaged, roads get blocked. Now think about this. FEMA can pre-stage supplies, but not enough for multiple hits in one season. So what happens? Planes can't land, ships can't dock, supplies sit somewhere else. Help exists, but it can't reach you. That's not incompetence, that's geography winning. Besides, Guam is the tip of the spear of the Pacific defense, a part of the U.S. territories here. So 5 days and nights, I watched the typhoon do a slow crawl across the islands. It dwarfed anything I've seen in other places like in the Philippines. I saw a peaceful ankle-deep shoreline turn into a wicked beast, throwing coral rocks across the highways, and once beautiful green, pristine beaches turned into mush. 10 days later, we were able to get some power back on. If you're not prepared, this ruins your life. But we got very lucky. The eye of the typhoon missed us here in Guam. Climate change is real. This was the first typhoon in April. El Nino is growing rapid in the Pacific 2027. It's going to get worse. Now zoom out. 2027 doesn't look like one disaster at a time. It looks like this. A typhoon in the Pacific, a hurricane in the Gulf, wildfires in the West, all happening together. FEMA has a limited number of rescue teams, a limited number of power crews, a limited number of housing units. That system was built for rotation, not overload. So when everything hits at once, FEMA doesn't respond everywhere equally. It prioritizes, which means some places wait. And this is where I really push that federal agencies like FEMA are apolitical and don't decide on, well, this is a blue disaster or a red disaster. It's an American disaster. Here's something most people don't think about. Disaster response runs on power and communication. Those two items right there. Take that away and even the best plan falls apart. Stronger storms in 27 means longer blackouts, destroyed cell towers, no internet, no coordination. Now, FEMA can bring in generators, but not enough for the entire population. And without communication, it sucks. You can't coordinate rescue, you can't track supplies, you can't even tell people where to go. So even when help is close, it moves slower than it should. And this is where I highly recommend you do a risk assessment of your area in case of one of these disasters. Determine how to evacuators stay. There are plenty of YouTubers out there who can give you great advice. Also, please add your comments in the questions in the comments section. I will help you. I'd rather see people get something out of this than for me just to blow my own horn. But this is important. I share this with everybody to understand how assistance does work in this day and age. Here's where things really fall apart. Not during the storm, not even right after, but months later, years later. Temporary shelters fill up fast. Rebuilding takes forever. Insurance delays everything. Very critical there. Something for another story. And FEMA? It's not built to rebuild entire communities quickly. So what happens? People stay displaced. Communities don't recover. Some areas never fully come back. Short-term help shows up. Long-term recovery stalls. So keep that in mind that you've got to start preparing. It takes a long time. The more that you think things through, least likely you'll have the gremlins coming to eat your lunch. Now add another layer, money. More disasters mean constant pressure on funding, and funding doesn't move at the speed of emergencies. It moves through Congress, budget fights, and cost-sharing debates. So even when the need is urgent, the money can lag behind. And when funding slows, everything slows. This is where it burns me badly. We don't need FEMA to be a political arm to beat the other side just because they didn't vote for the most popular guy in the room. Our taxes should not be in the hands of the winner to use against those he hates. This is about taking care of Americans. We don't need contracts held up by the DHS secretary. Lives have been lost in many states because of this. Delays kills Americans, regardless of their political leanings. We need to take care of ourselves and the communities we live in, and not let the government destroy us because we're either red or blue or pink or purple. Now here's the part that nobody likes to hear. Some of this isn't FEMA, it's us. People rebuild in flood zones, ignore evacuation orders, stay in high-risk areas over and over again. FEMA can warn, but it can't force decisions. So the place that get hit will happen again. The same losses happen again. The cycle repeats itself. For example, the apartment building I stay in Guam was built in the 1990s against the beach. It has a basement that floods during the storm, I found out. I don't plan to stay much longer since it reminds me of the beachfront apartment complexes that had basements collapsed near a waterfront in Florida. Not a good idea. So I'm planning ahead. Now you must protect yourself and your loved ones. If you're not sure, ask before it becomes a deadly situation. I will respond to anybody that puts something in the comments. I will help you. I believe that we as Americans help each other to be stronger. Now, since you seek help, there's many of us out there like yourself that need to be proactive. After a flood, my family of 12, plus my parents that survived a flood in Kentucky, we lost everything. It was the Red Cross that assisted our needs in having a fresh set of dry clothes that night. I'll never have forgotten that help. I have donated generously to the Red Cross in the past decades. It is these organizations that help Americans in need. So find out who's in the area that you can go seek help and try to get what you can. Some people say, no, I don't have any help. I looked for somebody with a truck to help us save whatever furniture we was having left that did get damaged in the flood. I couldn't find anybody. But now I know that's something I need to plan on in the future. Now, FEMA isn't collapsing. It's been outpaced and politicized by bigger storms, by more disasters, by a system stretched too thin, and by a government that doesn't plan these disasters out. And by 2027, it won't be about whether help is coming. It's about how fast and who has to wait. Now, my channel is about helping Americans. I'm not a political hack promoting either side. I am of the people, for the people. So when I open the conversation on help coming to you, please subscribe for more of my content. I will always say, take care of yourself, your family, your community, and most of all, God bless the USA. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay kind, and as always, have a wonderful rowdy. Take good care of yourself and each other. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. I'll see you in the next video.